Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody out there on social media land. Yes, indeed, we are here again on another episode of what? The Question Live Show with your host, the one and only Verona Willis-Brown. And that is moi. Yes, indeed. I want to welcome you to Friday Eve and Friday. Why do I say Friday Eve and Friday? Because this is a global platform. And once we're in one day, most likely somebody else is in another day. So yes, indeed, so it's good morning for somebody, it's good evening for somebody, it's good night for somebody. So whichever way we look at it, we are going to talk about it because this is the platform where we come on in here and let you know that this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue between you and I. And I believe we are going to have a great conversation tonight because as you can see, I already spotlight a comment right there. And we're going to go right into that because somebody already put up that I'm not free. We're going to roll right into that and we're going to talk about it. I want to welcome you. Is that Celeb Quotes? Celeb, I want to welcome you. I believe this is your first time. If this is your first time watching the Question Live Show, being on this platform, hearing about me, put it in the comment section that this is your first time so we can accompany you in this family, so we can acknowledge you into the space because oftentimes we go through life and we get accepted, but we don't get acknowledged. When I say acknowledge, simply means I'm going to tell you, I see you. I acknowledge your presence, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you being here is means so much to me. So yes, indeed, please put in the comment section if this is your first time. Listen here, as I mentioned, we are in Friday Eve and Friday. Whichever day that you are in, I want to say to you, it is great to have you here. It is great to share space with you another time. We are in season 12 of this show. Come on, somebody. We are in season 12, and season 12 for us is the birthing season. This is where we are going to birth not only our natural babies, but we are going to birth some gifts, some talent, some passion, some dreams, some vision. We are going to birth some stuff, right? Because we're right now, we only have 3 more months to go for 2024 to be over. My goodness, can you believe it? Like 2024 came in and 2024 is leaving. We are not going to believe in 2024 unless we birth something. You got a midwife right here, and I'm ready to work with you. So if you are ready here, I'm my hands. Come on in here, let me work with you so I can help you birth some destiny, birth some purpose, because that's why we are here. Now, we are here on this platform because we believe in supporting each other. I so strongly believe in that supporting each other is the key to success. I will preach it, I will say it, I will dream it, I will just manifest it that if we don't support each other, we are not successful. Either way you define success, we're just not going to make it if we don't stop and support each other. Oftentimes when we say support, we're thinking about money, like support me, support me. It is not only about monetary support. It's about you standing in position. It's about you standing in space. It's about you showing up. And when you show up saying, I'm supporting you. Whether you come on this live or you watch a replay, whether you watch any shows, whether you like anything, whether you subscribe to the channel, listen, you being here, that is support. I recognize you here, that is support. I see a little octopus right here on this screen. Wait, is that Sean? Did you change your name? Does this octopus look very familiar? So I say to you, whichever way you look at it, I want to say to you that you showing up here is a form of support. And I so strongly believe in it. We gotta learn this, and we gotta learn this like right now, today, oi, right now, in this very moment. We gotta learn is that supporting each other is the key. Right? Good. Now that we established that, if this is your first time, I mean, absolutely first time, you're showing up on this space, on this channel, on this show, I want to say to you a warm and hearty welcome. You are very much welcome here because this is a teaching platform. It is a space where we encourage you, empower you, inspire, but most of all, we support you. So if this is your first time, please put in the comment section that it is your first time, or just wave your hand that it is your first time. Right? Now, listen to me very closely. This is for you who are just tuning in for the first time. I'd like to introduce myself to you because, of course, you've just never been here before. I'd like to introduce myself to you again. My name is Verona Willis-Brown. I am your host. I've been the host of the show for the past 11 episodes. No, we are in 12 episodes for the past 341 episodes. I've been your host. I got a little upgraded, but I've still been your host for such a long time. And it's because you show up, I show up, and we just keep on rolling in here. So, a little bit about me, a little bit about your host. I am a native of the most beautiful place in the world. Yes, indeed. You might be wondering, where could that possibly be? No need to be worrying, no need to be thinking, no need to overthink. I am from the most beautiful place in the world, and that is Jamaica. If you're from Jamaica, say, hey. If you're not from Jamaica and you got a little Jamaican blood running in your veins, say, hey, hey, hey. Right. If you have 2% of Jamaican up in your blood, say, boop, boop, boop. Right? Because that's just a little 2%. But that's fine. Either way you look at it, because I personally believe that there's majority of people around the world that got a little dose of Jamaica up in there. You might disagree with me. If you agree, then that's fine. But I strongly believe that. No, if you don't have no form of boop, boop in your DNA, if you don't have no form of Jamaica in your DNA, right? That's fine. But I want to say to you, I want to ask you, do you have a Jamaican friend? If your answer is no, ding, ding, ding. Time for you to get a Jamaican friend, because what happened? It is very important that you understand that we Jamaican, we show up and we take action. We show up and we set record. We show up and we just like, hey, you see us? We are not here to play with you. Okay? So you want to have yourself a Jamaican friend. Get yourself a Jamaican friend. And let me tell you something. Get a Jamaican friend who can cook some Jamaican food. Because let me tell you something. If you want to friend me, I'm not going to cook no Jamaican food for you. Maybe some porridge. But anywho, it is so good for you to have a Jamaican friend. So get yourself a Jamaican friend. Tonight is your night. So if you are tuning in for the first time, this is your moment to say, let me find a Jamaican friend, right? Maybe in your neighborhood, maybe on social media. Go, 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 go. Another thing about me is, I like to talk about my parents. Yes, I do. I like to talk about my parents. Why? Because they were farmers. They were farmers. I like to bring my farmers background and place it right here. Whether I use it as an analogy to the topic or to the context, I like to bring in my farmer's background right here. I am proud to say I'm a farmer's daughter. Yes, indeed. I am proud of it. I am so proud of it. And let me tell you something. Every single time I talk about it, it's because there's a concept of farming. Concept of farming simply means that there is a grain or there's a seed that was planted somewhere and they watch it grow, and either it bear fruit or it got into a ground food. Well, you see, my parents, they were such great farmers that they planted a seed and the seed grew and now bearing fruit. Well, that's me. I am talking about myself. I am the farmer seed that they planted. And guess what? They water up. It was a seed, yes, indeed. And guess what? This seed now grew up to be your host and a lot of other stuff. But we're not going to go into that, because when I'm ready to talk about myself, I do have the permission to talk about myself, because I tend to brag about my blessing. And you have the permission to brag about your blessing. Absolutely. Why would you not brag about your blessing? Other people brag about other things, so we like to brag about our blessing. So I am that farmer's daughter that grew up to be your host. Okay? Another thing about my mother, my father, they were fruitful and multiplying a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. I came from a huge family. When I say huge, I am talking about more than this. More than this. Simple mean you can count on my hands. There are 10 fingers. So I came from a family more than this. Bam, bam, bam. They were following the rule that somewhere along the line, the interpretation of be fruitful and multiply, they were multiplying. But let me tell you how many of you know that being fruitful and multiply is not about having one, two, three, or five children. Not only about that, it's about activating our gifts and our talent and our dreams and our purpose and our goals and put them together and find somebody and work with somebody. And so, what will happen? You will multiply and bring out some fruitfulness on the earth. We got to replenish the earth. When some go, some come, some go. So we got to replenish the earth with that which we have in us. Gifts, talent, expectation, goals, intention. We got to replenish the earth. So what is happening? We should not misinterpret that scripture that says, be fruitful and multiply by having a lot of children. And I think that's what my parents did. Oh, God bless their soul. God bless their soul. Me, no. I'm being fruitful and multiplying in the other category. Yes, and that is to achieve my goal, fulfill my purpose, and also the stuff. Hey, maybe their purpose was to have all them children. Listen to me. Your purpose don't have to be one thing. Your purpose can be a more than one. So let's get it in. Good. So I want to take this moment to let you know that if you are new on this channel, you are now considered a newbie. You are a new baby of this family. And I welcome you. Because guess what happened with a new baby? I get excited with new babies. Lord of mercy, I do get excited with babies. Let me tell you something, with you being a newbie, you are going to get all the attention because if you know, babies need attention. Babies need all the love, the tenderness. Baby needs all the attention. And you are new, you will get all the attention. If you don't believe me, watch and stay with us and you will see what I'm talking about. Now, with you over there being the new babies, cuddling up somewhere, let me go to those who are tuning in for the second, third, fourth, anytime after the first, maybe 5, 10, whatever amount of time. I want to say to you, welcome as well. Welcome back to another episode of the Question Light Show. You know that when you show up, I show up, we show up together. And what happens? We ignite each other and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why would I say that? Because greatness lies inside of us. And here we operate from our inside out. Yes, indeed, because greatness run in our DNA. And as we speak greatness, we are here to impact, give great impact. So yes, we are operating from our inside out, not from our cute faces or our beautiful skin. No, we are operating from our greatness because we are here to make great impact. We are not here to impress anybody. We are here to encourage, to support, to build up, and of course, ignite you. So, yes, indeed. So, welcome. So, you know, if you are returning and you see a newbie, you know what we do? We love upon them. We give them love. We show them love. We let them feel at home. So, wherever you are sitting, maybe on the sofa, wherever you're sitting, I say welcome. Now, listen to me. If you are peeping through the window or knocking on the door and you don't want to come on in here, I still welcome you because the more you show up, is the more I welcome you, whether I could see you or not. Make yourself visible, but that's the whole point. Make yourself visible because when you do that, what is going to happen? I'm going to acknowledge you. Do not go through life without being acknowledged. Go through life and make yourself known. Leave an imprint on this earth. Do not leave out of here. Do not let the grave be rich by not leaving an imprint. Whether it is your hand, your heart, your feet, leave a positive imprint on this earth. Good. Now this. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, I want to say to you that we are all on a journey called life. Yes, indeed, we are all on this journey called life. And on this journey called life, there are paths. Mm, there are paths. And your path might cross with mine, and mine might cross with yours. The point is, every single waking moment, we are having the opportunity. We do get the opportunity to cross paths with somebody. What are we doing on those paths? Are we sharing a smile? Are we giving a kind word? Are we loving somebody? Whatever the case is, let us choose to be as positive as possible and to know that each time you cross paths with somebody, it is your opportunity to guess what? To replenish the earth with your gifts and your talent, your dreams and your goal, your intention or your expectation, because you just never know what that person got to offer. So I said, come on in this room. Yes, come on in this room. You see, on this journey called life, every one of us. I mean, even the baby that was born today got something brewing inside. And that is to define success. It's to be successful. As we go through life, everybody, I want to be successful. I want to be successful. Everybody wants to be successful. But let me tell you something, nobody, I mean, absolutely nobody can be successful by themselves. No way, no how. It doesn't matter what position you're in, what position you're going after. You cannot get there by yourself. Mm-mm. So whether you are the president, the vice president, the mayor, the teacher, the lawyer, the Indian, the chief, whoever you are, whether you are a doctor or a patient, a teacher or a student, you cannot be successful by yourself. So my point is, viewers, is for us to come on in and raise your level of consciousness and get the message that we need each other. It's just that, okay? Now that we got the conscious message here that we need each other, let's go into this other segment. And it said, we here, well, actually, moi, I like to use F word. If you don't want to hear the F word that I use, it, this is your opportunity. The door is right behind me. You can leave now because here we are using F word. Yes, indeed. I choose to use three. Only three F word because I could pick more, but I use three. You might be wondering what three F words do I possibly use. I don't know how many you use, but that's not my concern. That is yours. I use three on this show. I've been using three for the past how many episodes? I've been using three. We don't have a problem. Okay? You can sit down somewhere, anywhere that you choose to sit, but listen up. The three words that I use, the three F words that I use, because I'm the host, I can use them. Uh-huh. There goes this simple. Faith, family, and fun. Yes, we do. I use all three of them. Whether I apply them or I use them up in here, up in here. Now let's talk about them really, really, really quick because it is the faith that I have. It is the faith that I kept expanding that allowed me to reach season 12. I talk about me starting this on shaky faith. Oh my Lord, that faith was like, girl, bye. What are you doing? But let me tell you, as I kept pushing forward, kept pushing forward, kept pushing forward, I made it to season 12. Ding, 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 ding. It is faith. Let me tell you something about faith. It is faith that allows you to get anything from God. Uh-huh. Boom. Let me tell you something. God just don't grant us anything because we pray. And we could pray 100 times, but if we pray 100 times without faith, we're not going to get any answer. It is the faith that allows us, that build up from inside of us, that say, hey, it is the faith that's in here that push us to go into God's bosom and like, listen to me. It's not how many times we pray. It's not how loud we pray. It's not the big words that we use. Hello, nobody went to college for prayer now. Come on, somebody. So it is your faith that will allow you, it allow you to be free, right? It is the faith that says if you are not free, it is the faith that's going to break that chain and bring it into freedom. Good. Now let's go to the next F word, which is family. I mentioned that I came from a huge family. I mean, huge, absolutely huge family. Yes, indeed. But let me tell you something about my family because I do have the permission to talk about my family. Yes, I do have that permission to talk about my family at any given time. What? Because it's like I am the global person of the family. I am like the encyclopedia of the family. I'm like the Google of my family, right? So I do have the permission to talk about my family. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, come on closer. Come on closer. Let me tell you a little bit more about my family. Come on. Come. No, come on closer. Put your ears right here and listen close to what I'm going to tell you about them. Because, yeah, I told you we're huge. But even though we acted that we're huge, let me tell you something. We got birthdays every month. Yes, we do. Every single month, there is a birthday or two in my family. And every year we got some babies, and then we have some graduation. And I mean, every year there's a graduation. Every time there's a graduation season, there is a graduation somewhere, whether you're graduating from pre-K or university. That's happening in my family. So yeah, we have all sort of people up in my family, from judge come straight down to a whole bunch of stuff to your host. That's more. So we do have a lot of professionals up in my family, right? So I talk about them. And oftentimes you hear me talk about me and my growing up days. Growing up in Jamaica, I came from the mountaintop. So oftentimes you're going to hear me talk about myself growing up. And because what? It is a part of how I became your house. Yes, indeed. It's a part of me becoming your host. So yes, I like to use that. Now the next thing I like to talk about, the next F word I like to use is for fun. We like to have fun up in here. Yes, we do. The reason why we like to have fun is because we like to celebrate each other. Whether we are celebrating a small win, a big win, whatever win, we like to celebrate. Whether we celebrate you showing up for the first time, we like to celebrate. So we like to have a lot of fun in here. Whether it is your first time, it is your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, you met somebody, maybe it's your neighbor's birthday, maybe it's your neighbor's anniversary, maybe it's your children's birthday, maybe your children just went to school, first day of school. Listen, maybe you went back to school. Or you develop yourself a little bit more. Listen, maybe you found out you're having a baby. Oh, maybe you had a baby. Maybe you got proposed to. Maybe you just got married. Whatever the case is, we like for you to come on in and share it with us. So what? We could celebrate you because guess what happened? My little hands, they don't do a lot of celebrating. So that's why I have a cheerleading squad. Here it is. We have a cheerleading squad right here. And you let us know what is it that you would like to celebrate. Maybe you found your freedom. Maybe you define freedom in the way you decide to define freedom. As you can see, I still spotlight this right here. I am not free enough. Maybe we are working on the fact that we need to be free enough. So we are going to go over that as well. So we like to have fun up in here, up in here. We come, we party, and we just keep it rolling. So maybe your country is celebrating something. Maybe your culture is celebrating something. You know, whatever it is that you're celebrating, wow, we do it over here. Come on, bring it over here. We are up in it. So whether you watch this, if you are watching this on live, drop it in the comment section. Let us know what it is that you are celebrating so we can celebrate with you. That's what we do. When we celebrate each other, including ourselves, it is a form of support. So support is supposed to start with you. When we start with ourselves, we get to expand and share that with somebody else. So let me tell you something. Tonight is your night. Yes, indeed. Tonight is your night. And we say welcome to you. So as you can see, there's a highlight phrase been on my screen for the past 30 minutes. And I said I was not going to take it on because I want to address it just a little bit. But before I do that, let me welcome those who are in the audience. And of course, I want to pronounce your name as Celeb Coates. Celeb Coates. I want to say to you, it is your first time because I've not seen you before. So I want to say to you, welcome. Yes, indeed. Come on in here and be interactive. talk with me, and so I will talk to you, and we can talk about you not being free enough, right? So come on in the room. Let's address this. Yes. And beside you, I see VIP. Theta is in the house. Yes, she is a VIP. Who is a VIP? A VIP is someone who show up here with an intention and expectation. But not only that, take action. Because if you have an intention and an expectation and you don't take action, you don't earn the badge as a VIP. So I want to acknowledge our VIP. Theta is in the house. Yes, indeed. VIP Theta, we say welcome to you. Yes, indeed. The 3F word, faith, fun, and family. Absolute. And let me tell you something. If you are new, our VIPers, they come in here and they take great notes. So if you are only listening and you miss something, don't forget to scroll through the comment section because you are definitely going to get some juicy content and some golden nuggets up in here. So yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Theta is celebrating something. Let's see what our VIP is celebrating. I'm celebrating my brother Shirley's birthday today. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, wait a minute. Now you know what we gotta do. You know what we got to do? Celebrate. Happy birthday, Shirley. Today is your birthday. Happiest birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, indeed. We say happy birthday to Shirley. Big up yourself, Shirley, on this blessed day here in September. Yes, indeed. It is a beautiful thing to see birthday. Let me tell you something. I talk about birthdays because I oftentimes says this, and I say this over and over, that when we are celebrating our birthday, we must, I call it a holiday, right? But we are not that age on our birthday. We are the new age at the beginning of the new year. Anybody get it? Yes. So at the beginning of it, because we are waiting for our birthday, like, oh, I'm this much older. No, you are that much older at the beginning of the year. Now, when it is your birthday, now, in memory of your birthday, in celebration of your birthday, in honor of your birthday, guess what you're supposed to be doing? Just like what we just did here. Yes, because your birthday simply means that you're celebrating that day. So yes, indeed, have a bashment, but don't say that's when you became a year older. You are a year older at the beginning of the year. Yes. So, on that day, make sure that you put it in somewhere that it is a holiday. Me personally, I'm like, my birthday is a holiday. I'm not, nope. I'm not going to work. I'm going to be laying somewhere because maybe I'm going to lay up in my bed or something. Maybe I'm going to be on the beach or something. But I know my birthday is a birthday for me. For me. Nobody was there when I was born. My job was not there. So therefore, I must celebrate my birthday the way I wish to celebrate it. So I want to say big shout out to Shirley. Shirley, go on out there and celebrate your birthday because it is an honor when you have a birthday. It is an honor. Now remember, you're not a year older today. You've been a year older since the beginning of 2024. Okay, you've been a year older. So let him know that today is an honor. It's an honor. Okay, it is a celebration day, but it's been a year older since January 1st. Okay, and like I told you, my family we got birthdays every single month. Since believe me, literally from January 1st. From January 1st, somebody in my family born January 1st. So we have birthday all the way down. So shout out to all the family members, friends, and all you watchers, viewers, everybody out there who's celebrating birthday today, like Shirley, or maybe this month. If you're celebrating birthday, just come on in there and let us know. That's what we do over here. We celebrate, you know what I'm saying? So we say celebrating to Shirley one more time. Yes. So yes, Celeb Coach, are you still here with us? What is it that you would like to celebrate? Did you achieve anything thus far from the beginning of January to now? we celebrate that too. If you achieve something for this week, we celebrate that too. That's what we do. When we celebrate each other, we are supporting each other. So good. So let me tell you something. We are talking about tonight's topic. Um, what's the temperature? Because I get hot sometimes. Um, tonight's topic we are talking about a moment of silence. Uh-huh. Good. A moment of silence. We oftentimes talk about a moment of silence when we are going in reflection of somebody who passed, somebody who's gone. Like, let's have a moment of silence for some tragic moment or something. A moment of silence in memory of some moment of silence. So we oftentimes hear how let's have a moment of silence for this, for that, for this. But let me tell you something. A moment of silence is simply mean that we are going still. We are being still from our mind. We are being still. And when we are being still, in that sense that we are not doing anything, but we just silence up the mind a little bit, a little bit more. Like when we come in a moment of silence where we are calling God in, I mean, God is always with us, but we are making a more intimate relationship with God when we are in that moment of silence, right? So tonight we are going to go over maybe 7 things of moment of silence that we want to address. Because when we are in this moment of silence, you're going to see that there is an end result of those moments of silence, right? So it's not only that we are mourning somebody, we are remembering, we're having a moment of silence for somebody who's gone. We just talked about this last night that we had James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly. Did we go in that moment of silence? No. We just want to say, hey, they served their purpose. And because they served their purpose, no, it's time for them to go. The space that they occupy, that's that. And what happened? Now the time is up and they go. Everybody got a clock. Bam, bam, bam. The moment we are born is the moment stamped to us that we are going to be gone. We're going to be dead. We just going to be leaving, right? The moment we get on this earth, that death day is right behind us. It's like hey, I'm on your arm. Do we know when? No. But I encourage each and every one of you, make sure that each day we are doing something that we are leaving our positive imprints. That when we still go like James Jones, my goodness, the man was 93. He served 93 chapters on this earth. Did he replenish the earth? You bet he did. He replenished the earth like nobody's business. And I read today that he gave permission. For them to use his voice, I guess, for AI. What do you call it? AI something. Okay, so he gave permission. He had it written down to use his voice as an AI app, as an AI thingy icon from when he's gone. So guess what? We are going to be hearing him as we go along after today, right? So whoever got this permission, they're going to utilize our late James Earl Jones, okay? They're going to utilize his voice because, I mean, that man's voice, he had a voice, okay? He had a voice. And they're ready to use it. I know they're ready to use it. So as you can see, these are the things that you use to replenish the earth. So even when you are so far gone. Because let me tell you something, when I'm so far gone, I'm not gone. That's it, just period. So he said, listen, you have the permission to use my voice for just about anything that will better this earth. Hello, that's replenishment. So let's talk about only a moment. We just need a moment to be still, right? So we're going to go over 7 of them. We need only a moment. You know why? Yeah, Spanish making too much noise. Okay, let's talk about it. We're going to go over 7 things. Go over 7 things. We need a moment to be still. How long is a moment? A moment is a minute and a half. Did y'all know that? Yeah. So we need a moment to be still. A moment just to get inside of ourselves and let Your heart, because you know our heartbeat will be going, popping, going, going, going. We need our heartbeat. We need our mind. So first thing first, we need a moment to be still. Yes, indeed. That's number one. We need a moment to be still. Number two, we need a moment to pray. What is prayer? Because sometimes when we think about prayer, we're thinking, oh, we got to go into a place, a whole posture. No, 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 no. We got to go into this old mantra thing. We got to go into this depth. We got to talk out loud. We got to say big words. We got to like God. We got to make a long prayer going down the road. We got to do all these things, right? So, no, a prayer is simply mean it's a communication, right? We need a communication, and that's what a prayer is. So, yes, ways to reflect a moment of silence. Number one, right? As you can see, we have a VIP here taking those. Take those, people. If you want a screenshot, that is fine by me as well. So the first thing is we need a moment to be still. It could be a minute and a half. That's what a moment equal, a minute and a half. You just go within yourself. If you're home and you have a moment, sometimes your heart is racing, a moment. Take a moment just to be still. And you will see that things will work out a little bit better, right? And the next moment that we need, moment to pray. Prayer is simply mean that we are having a conversation. When we are having a conversation, you know, after that we are praying to God. Mm-hmm. And we go in and we're praying to God. But what is basically saying that you are having a conversation with your higher self. You are having a conversation because I think I pray to the living God, to my creator. Listen to me, God. You created me. You put me here. You put me here this day, and you are keeping me. You woke me up this morning. So I want to say that I want to come back to you. I'm giving you a moment. I'm giving you a conversation. So if I'm giving you a conversation, that is what you call prayer. Prayer simply means that there's a conversation going on. So when there's a conversation going on, you need just a moment, right? A moment going to lead. Hi, I'm Kelly. How are you? How are you on this very beautiful Friday morning? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So when we are praying, we need a moment to pray. When we need a moment to pray, is having a conversation, right? Don't take a prayer as some extreme thing, okay? A conversation that we are having. So that is what I want to say to you. Take a moment and you will get some answers somewhere, okay? Now, number two. No, that was number two. Number three, a moment to trust God. Come on in here. Come on in here. A moment to trust God. Just a moment. As you can see, we say a moment is a 1.5 minutes. Hello, a 1.5 minutes. You know how much things you can do within 1.5 minutes? And that's what I'm telling you. A moment to trust God. So if you trust God for a 1.5 minutes, can you imagine what's going to happen in the other half minute equal to? If you round that off, let me tell you something before we go any further. I oftentimes talk about myself. I do. I talk about myself. Now, I was never good in math. Math was never my favorite subject in school. And as you can see, I probably was a talker, but I was not really a talker. I was just a writer in school. So math was never my thing. But there's something that I know in math that when we multiply something, it increases in value more than when you adding it up, right? And there is something that I know that when you work together, let me tell you, I talk about my story that I was a little girl that always come first in my class until somebody knocked me out of the space. But I didn't really knock me out of the space. They just put in extra work and they came in first. But what happened? I felt bad. I was not talking to her no more. But I grew out of that. But I'd like to tell the story to let you know that, listen, when you trust God, because always my mother, my father, you know, they taught us how to put God first. So when we have a moment to trust God, the next moment is going to be a result of what we did. So I like to say, take a moment to trust God. That's number three. Take a moment to trust God, because let me tell you, the very first 1.5 minutes when you are awake, the clock didn't wake us, the cat, the person next to you, nobody woke you except for God. I don't care what you say right about now. Nobody, the tree, the star, no. It is God. God choose to wake us up every single time. So when I say take a moment to trust God, take the first 1.5 minutes. You woke up, I'm alive. Take that one moment to trust God. So what it will equal out to the rest of moments that's coming after. Because moments, okay, it will equal. Okay. So take a moment to trust God. That is number 3. Take a moment to trust God. You see, when you trust God, great things will happen. I am going to say, you see it on the screen with us, highlight that. When we trust God, great things. Because if you trust God for the first, I mean, absolutely, the first 1.5 minutes, can you imagine what will happen for the next 2 minutes? Or the next 1.5 minutes, trust God. Every single thing that we are going through, trust God. Every waking moment, trust God. I'm telling you. That's number 3. Number 4, take a moment to share with others. Share with others. Sharing is in our DNA. We hear this oftentimes. If you never heard it, that means you probably just born today or yesterday or some week ago. But we hear this before. Sharing is caring. But no. Sharing is a part of our DNA. That's the reason why we are here. So take a moment to share with others. Sharing is caring. Sharing is in our DNA, Steve. Sharing is a part of our DNA. When we get up, we didn't get up by ourselves. Whether you live by yourself physically or not, the world is not there by yourself. You're not in this world by yourself. That's the reason why God created more than one of us, right? When He created more than one of us, He's saying basically, I need for you to share with the next person. Go out there and share with the next person. What is it that we talk about sharing? Let me tell you something. Again, I talk about me. I came from a household that all I knew was to share. My mama was the community mother. She would share your food. Anybody can relate? Ooh, she would share your food real quick, real quick. Somebody ain't had no food. She was gonna share your food real quick. She would get your food and she would put it in pieces and like, ooh, let me tell you, anybody could relate. What my mother used to do, my mother used to break up our food in pieces and spread it out on a dish or a little plate, and it looked like we got a lot of food. But what we didn't know, she multiplied that which she had so it can be increased with somebody else. So she would get one dumpling. Anybody love dumpling? Because I love me some dumpling. Lord of mercy. One dumpling, and she would cut that dumpling up in pieces, spread that out on your plate, and you might know that you got like 6, 7 pieces of dumpling. No. You probably got only 4 pieces because you're going to take out of 4 and share it with somebody else. So all I knew was to share. I talk about me growing up. I talk about me taking my breakfast, tucking it in my uniform pocket, run off to school, and share it with my classmate who didn't have breakfast until we became the sharing class. So take a moment to share. So Lord knows, see that you can't. I can relate how mother would share. Share, honey, share that food in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds. But when we share something, there's something about when we share, uh, we're not hungry. We're not hungry. We're not hungry. Because somehow we got feel back and we're like, you're not hungry. You might say, oh, but I don't have enough food, but you're not hungry. You're not hungry. But my mama share that food real quick. You see somebody from down the road, and my mother always cooks. She said, when you cook, so anybody in the kitchen right about now, when you cook, don't cook only for your family. Don't cook only for your family. Don't cook only for your family. Cook and expect somebody else to come to your house. And that's how my mother used to do. She would cook and say, you never know who's coming here. Oh, well, yeah, well, I guess so. Because somebody's always showing up at our house. Somebody's always showing up. You're like, okay. Back then we ain't had no phone to call them. Like, oh, come over. No, whatever message out in the universe, it went to somebody, and somebody's always showing up. So, see, my mother's like, see, you cook for people. Mm-hmm. And the next thing, the next number, which one we reach? Number 5. Number 5, take a moment to speak positively about yourself and about others. That's number 5. Number 5, speak positive. Take a moment to speak and think positive about yourself and about others. Yes, indeed. A moment makes a big difference. So see, I tell you my place, I try to tell you, but up to this day, I still share my food. I still have the mentality to share, you know. When you break into something, you just break into something. And that's called foundation, honey. Let me tell you. So number 5 is take a moment to think positively and to speak positively to and about somebody, including yourself. First of all, everything that we do must start with us. Take a moment to speak and think positively about somebody, including yourself. Okay? Positive, positive, positive. The more we can get positive, is the more positivity will increase. Where energy grows, energy will grow. So if we keep on feeding positive, what is going to happen? It is going to multiply. It is going to multiply. And it's going to just keep on increasing and keep on increasing and keep on increasing. Yes, indeed. Excuse me. Yes, indeed. So take a moment to speak and think positively about yourself and others. You will see. I'm trying to let you know where energy goes, energy will, where energy goes, energy will grow. Okay. Now, take number six, take a moment to create an open space for yourself. An open space simply means that you want to attract the very thing that will bring forth your purpose, help you reach your destiny. So take a moment to create an open space. Open your heart to receive love. Open your heart to receive kindness. Open your heart to receive compliments. Open your heart. So take a moment to create a space for yourself. Develop yourself a little bit more. You hear I talk about that all the time. You hear I talk about that. Create a space. So take a moment to create an open space for yourself. Love on yourself, right? You create a space, open space. So you're loving yourself so much that you create an open space to receive love, to receive kindness, to receive compassion. But first, it gotta start with you. So you're gonna take a moment to create a space of tenderness. We hear this self-care, self-care, self-care. It's about caring for yourself. So, but take a moment to create a space for yourself. What is it that you want to create in that space? You want to create a space of tenderness, a space of caring. Okay. So number 6 is take a moment to create an open space for yourself. Open your heart to receive love and kindness and compassion. Why? Because when you open that space is there. It's there for you. An open space, right? And the last thing that we are going to go into number 7. Take a moment. This one right here. This one is juicy because everyone I talk about, we are all on a journey called life. But let me tell you something, we were all created to fulfill a purpose, whether individually or collectively. God created us with a purpose. So, number 7 is going to be really, really, really juicy. So, come on in the house, share this live so somebody could get it, right? This one is really juicy because we got to understand that when God created us, He didn't just create me to just sit here look cute. He didn't create our VIP and Theta just look cute. He didn't just created us Theta's brother's birthday. No, He created all of us. So if you are watching me right now, are, you're watching me on replay. At whatever time you are watching me, guess what happened? You got a purpose. And we had I think he left or she, I don't know who it is. Somebody was at the door, came in first. That said, I'm not free enough. But let me tell you something. If you are watching me right now, you got a purpose. Everybody, once you are awake, you have a purpose. Once God choose to open our eyes, our heart, our mind, our soul, once God say, listen, I open the space for you, that means you are alive. That simply means you have a purpose. But we oftentimes here have a purpose. But a purpose don't simply mean one thing. Go after those goals because your purpose is multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. And multiply is a lot. Okay? Multiply simply means your gifts, your talent, your dreams, your vision. Multiply that. So now we are jumping into number 7. Number 7 is create a moment to unlock your purpose. So what? You could reach your destiny. So that's number 7. Number 7 is take a moment to unlock your purpose. And you will see. You will see. You will see that when you take a moment to unlock your purpose, you will see that your purpose being fulfilled is simply saying that you are not taking all your gifts and your beautiful talents to the grave and you're making the grave rich. We are not here to make the grave rich. Somebody once says that the grave is the richest place on earth. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? It is not Hollywood. Oh my goodness. It is not somebody else walking around with a vast amount of wealth. Oh my goodness. It is the grave. The darkest place on earth is the richest place. My goodness, how can the richest place be the darkest place on earth? And that is the grave. Because let me tell you something. The reason why it is the richest place on earth is because so many of us never unlock our purpose. So many people on this earth never took the time out, a moment, just a moment, to find out why they were created. When we are seeking our purpose, it is to find out, why am I here? Why am I here? Why was I created? And so many people go on into the grave and they went there and you see a headstone, rest in peace. So many people are not resting in peace because guess what? They got to that grave and their purpose is haunting them, saying, why did you not activate me? Why you did not unlock that door? Why you did not do that? No, you're making this ground so rich, so rich. We don't want the earth to be rich when we are so far gone. We want to replenish the earth, and that is where we are making our imprint. So when we unlock that space at our purpose, you see, the grave will not be rich, but we will give richness by replenishing the earth. Now, as we come to number 7, let me tell you something. Either one of them, you want to have a moment of silence. If you want to take one out of those 7 or 7 out of 7, that is fine. But all I'm encouraging you to do is to take a moment of silence. And you will see the result that you will get will lead you into the road called success. I thank you so much, VIP Air Theater, for taking notes. Listen to me. If you missed something, don't forget to go through the chat. And we had someone say that they were not free enough. Let me tell you something, what was his name? Or her or somebody. Saying celeb quote, saying that that person was saying that they're not free enough. I want to say to you right there, this is your moment in time to be free. Take a moment of silence and you will see that the end result that you are free enough. I want to thank you so much for tuning in into this episode of Yes, indeed. You are very much welcome off the Christian Life Show. I and the F words. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what we do up in here. We have F words. I want to say to you so much. I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you so much for tuning in into this episode. As we say, see you maybe tomorrow next where we go at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust your clock so you can be here with us. Thank you so much for tuning in.